How are we doing, everybody? Happy Monday or possibly Tuesday morning, depending on when you're
Tuesday
hearing
morning,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday morning. We're recording Monday night. We typically record Sunday night. Another one of those shit happens. The schedule got shifted a little. But yeah, here with AJ. It's Monday night. We're finishing up watching the Bucks Ravens game. Chargers Cardinals is on right now as well. But yeah, we're finishing up and gonna bring you your Monday episode.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll dive right into Sunday's action with the Jags traveling across, well, they stayed across the pond. The
Across the pond.
Patriots traveled across the pond to take on the Jags and lost 32-16. So that ends the London games. I do believe there's one more international game in Germany.
Germany. Yep.
And that's pretty much all we have to say about that. Just
Yeah, not much there.
good game.
You
Good
think
game for the Jags.
another loss or two, Dougie P's job's in jeopardy?
I don't.
No, think he's safe now. Kind of bought himself some time, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who are you going to hire mid-season?
yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
Like,
the NFL is such a weird thing with that. The NBA, you can
yeah,
have three coaches in a year. The NFL, like, it takes some time to adjust.
yeah.
So
Do I think this is probably his last season in Jacksonville? Yes.
yeah,
But
that's
I
yeah,
don't think he gets fired mid-season. I think they just
yeah,
let it ride and see what the hell
yeah.
happens. Unless they have somebody
Parted
promising in
ways.
the
Yeah,
coaching staff.
yeah, end up parting ways. But yeah, Jacksonville 32, Patriots 16 takes Jacksonville to 2-5, takes New England to 1-6. So both teams struggling horrendously in the AFC. Um, into a really good game. The score didn't really reflect that, but I felt like it was a really good game. Um, we were watching Falcons Seahawks. Seahawks do come away with the win, 34-14. They were just scoring consistently throughout the whole game. Falcons came out flat, ended flat. Both teams are 4-3 now, though, so they're
Yeah.
in a good spot in the NFC. The Falcons are in that weird division with the Bucks now. The Saints have kind of fallen off. Um, Obviously the Panthers are a middle school football team, so yeah, the Falcons are in a good spot. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about those two teams? Where's your favorites lie? I mean, again, I feel like the Falcons didn't play as bad as this score says, and the
Right.
Seahawks didn't really play as good as the score. Like it shouldn't have been a 20-point game. But how do we feel about these two teams going into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I say it time and time again. Three turnovers will kill you, and it did in this game.
Not bad for a running back.
Yeah, that's just what happens in these games. The NFL's so close nowadays that a game that could go either way with three turnovers is going to quickly get out of hand,
Yep.
and that's what happened here. The real question is, if you had to pick one to go to the playoffs, who do you pick? Um, I just, I think you almost have to go with Seattle.
Really? Because I in my head really was just about to say if you had to pick, you'd go Atlanta.
Well, I
Elaborate.
So to be fair, I think both teams likely make the playoffs, but Seattle's 4-3 sitting at the top of their division. They have a couple bad losses, but nobody in their division's challenging it. Where Atlanta's playing against Tampa Bay, who, although they are getting killed right now, they're playing the Ravens, so kind of to be expected. Um,
Yeah, I guess that is fair. That's a really good point. I think I didn't take into consideration the 49ers being so beat up because you're right. The Cardinals and the Rams aren't going to make any noise. Even if the Rams get healthy, like they're going to be
right.
scratching at the surface. They're 2-4. Cardinals are 2-4. Cardinals are playing right now though. Um, they're up. So I mean, they could be a 3-4 team. They're tied with the 49ers, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that is a fair point. I think for me is like I think I like the Falcons better as a team. But I mean, even now that I'm saying it, I almost don't necessarily. But I mean, yeah, I do. I want to stick with it. I like Kirk Cousins down there. I love Geno Smith too up there. DK, I don't think is even from Earth. Him and Lamar Jackson and
I
LeBron were
agree.
all built in labs somewhere
Yeah.
in Wakanda or something. Damn, the Bucks almost just got a second onside kick doing the exact same thing. I didn't mean to ruin it for you again.
Worth the
Sorry.
first time, right?
Yeah, one for one there. Yeah, and he almost did it again. I watched it. I was like, is this a replay or is this happening again? But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I appreciate that though. I see where you're going there. That's yeah, the Seahawks do have. I think when you're saying yeah, are they going to make the playoffs? Yes, I think both teams ultimately make the playoffs. I just think the Falcons are the team that could get hot. Like Kirk is there. He's been there before. He's done those games. So I think that
I
they
mean,
they could.
Geno's been around too.
Yeah, that's true. I'd say I just don't know about like the playoff. I'd be interested to see Gino's playoff experience versus Kirk Cousins. I feel like Kirk has just played in a handful more of those, but I could absolutely be wrong. That's just a gut feeling. So
Yeah. I don't know. Kenneth Walker the third is a beast.
he
So
is. He caught that one
and
touchdown
DK
pass
is a
overhead.
beast. So
Kenneth caught a ball, and they even said it. One of the commentators said it during the game. Where he was like, he caught that like a receiver, like he like tracked it
yeah,
down overhead and just brought it in like nothing for a touchdown.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I mean, Seahawks are fun to watch. Like they're, you thought that there was going to be this 5 to 10 year terrible rebuilding period post Russell Wilson, post Jamal Adams, post Richard Sherman, post Pete Carroll, and they've actually done a pretty good job of just kind of keeping it rolling. So,
yeah.
um,
I
at the
just
end
do
of
want to
the
point out the Seahawks are first in the league in passing yards per game. So
Interesting. I would
yeah,
not have guessed that.
yeah,
I would have
they
definitely
lead the
thought it'd be
league at
another team airing
270
it out.
passing yards per game.
Damn.
Um, but then they
Interesting.
fall to 27th in rushing yards per game. So it, they
Yeah, that's
it's one of
yeah,
those
that's
things that
surprising
I
too because they
think if they
have
can throw
Kenneth
the
and
ball,
yeah.
then they're gonna throw it, and that's
And
really all they need to do.
you'd think that Gino would be out there moving too. Like I feel like he was always a quarterback. I mean, a lot younger. Obviously, he's been in the league now probably 10 years or so. So like, I mean, he obviously probably was a little more mobile back in the day. But you just think that he'd get out and move a little bit more. But
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's yeah, that was it was a solid game for the score being what it was. You just kind of expected like, all right, the Falcons are going to start turning it on here. Here's the point whenever they start kicking it in. So, um, all right, and then we are jumping in. Yeah, I think that wraps that one up. Only other
yeah,
thing, real quick, is Michael Penix got some playing time. It was like one drive, very end of the game, but he got to touch the ball for the
sure.
first time. So Kirk Cousins on the sideline watching Penix take some snaps.
Good for him.
Yeah, take us into the next one.
Yeah, next game we had the Bills at home, 34. The Titans came to town and only scored 10 points. Bills having 30 unanswered points. Um, I think that is what exactly you expect. Your take on Keon?
Yes, so he had a moment in the game. There's a clip that happens. Keon Coleman is lined up next to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper just got traded there this week. They're both lined up left side of the field. Josh Allen starts calling the kill, the alert. He's changing the play, making an audible at the line. You immediately see Amari Cooper turn to Keon Coleman and kind of go, "What the fuck's he talking about? Like his this hands up, like he just made an
Yeah.
audible. Now I don't know what's going on. I learned some of the plays, but not everything." And right away you see a Keon Coleman just kind of point real casually, like this little sideways slant point, like over there, dude. Like just run that way. And Cooper runs right up inside to the side. That's his touchdown pass. That is Cooper's
Okay.
touchdown pass for the game. He gets it off of Keon Coleman telling him. The most impressive part was after the game. Keon Coleman, a rookie, the Macy's, the jacket, the popularity, the kid, he's in that
Yeah.
spotlight. They asked him, they said, "Did you tell Amari Cooper the play there? Like what happened there?" And he went, "Nah, he knew the play. He knew the play, man." He said, I'm just out there to help." He said, I just confirmed it for him." Like you could see he played it off. He was about to say yes, and then
Yeah.
immediately recognized that like that kind of makes Cooper look bad. It's obviously justifiable. It's a new week. You're not going to learn the play. You're not going to learn the whole playbook in a couple of days, but yeah. So it was a very interesting answer from Keon being a young kid, and he immediately had Cooper's back. It's a new teammate. He knew what to say. He just answered it really well. So yeah, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen the clip, worth watching. Worth watching Keon's response. It was
Good
solid.
for him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him play. He's becoming one of my favorite players to watch. So I'm excited to have Keon Coleman in the league for sure.
Good stuff. Moving right along, the Bengals went out to Cincinnati, or from Cincinnati, went out to Cleveland and took a win from the Browns, 21-14. Pretty boring game to watch. Nothing real big there, with the exception of Deshaun Watson carted off.
Oh,
I do believe they confirmed torn
yes.
ACL
Nope.
and
To ruptured
oh,
Achilles.
that's it,
Yeah,
Achilles,
yeah.
and looking at the same surgery Aaron Rodgers got.
Yep. Watching that shit happens. Kevin Durant had it happen. It's a lot of people. Kobe had it happen, and then
Yeah,
hit 2 free throws and walked off himself. No big deal.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just it's something that happens. It's when you take that plant, when you put all your weight back, and you run from your toes to your heel, and yeah, your body just it's all of your body weight shocking down through your heel. I've watched them do like that little sports science kind of thing on it, where it's like showing the muscle and how much it stretches when you push your heel down like
yeah,
that, and it's the entire body weight plus your leg strength pushing on that tendon, and it's just not ready for it, and it just when you push that much weight in a surprise jerking motion, it just snaps. And
yeah,
what's gross is you can always see it. You watch their calf like rumble because the tendon comes shooting up into it and just like moves, and they all go right to the ground right away. So
yeah.
yeah, it was tough to watch, but yeah, I mean, Deshaun Watson down. Jameis was actually the inactive emergency quarterback, so we got Dorian Thomas Robinson out of UCLA. he ended up getting hurt, so the Jameis did end up playing. So it's
Yeah.
likely that Jameis plays. So
Good
unfortunately,
old
Deshaun got
Crablegs
worked.
back.
Regardless of backstories and whatever else, it's always terrible to see somebody get hurt. That
Yeah.
sucks. Never wish that upon anyone. With that being said, let's fucking go Crablegs. I'm so excited. I've never been more excited to watch a Browns game in my life. So this Sunday I will be tuning into the Browns games for sure to watch Jameis do his thing.
Perfect. Moving along, we have the Packers at home. Texans came up to Lambeau. They did end up having nice weather. We discussed that Thursday night, so
Yeah,
they did have nice
77 degrees
weather.
or something like that
Yeah,
for the winter warning.
and the Packers snuck it out 24-22 on a game-winning field goal. Your ex-Bronco Brandon McManus.
Yep.
How's that make
Got
you
a
feel?
job. Yeah, hasn't kicked a field goal in like 2 years or something like that. They said it has been a minute. He was unemployed essentially after the Jaguars cut him. And yeah, I mean, it's good to see. He was a player that we appreciated. He did his thing out there in Denver. So yeah, McManus definitely hit some big time shots for us. Prater, same way. Both those guys are out doing other things in the league. Prater might still be on the Lions. But yeah, we've had a slew of different kickers out there that have hit some big time field goals for us. So yeah, I'm surprised the Packers won this game. I think the Packers are a lot better than I thought they were going to be this year. But the Texans I knew were for real. But the
Yeah,
Packers are also for real. So like the Texans losing this game wasn't. It doesn't make me down on the Texans because the
sure.
Packers are for real, and you just
Yeah,
didn't really realize that. I think.
yeah. Well,
So
Jordan Love was out for what, 3 weeks?
yeah, yep,
So
yeah.
I
Opening
think
game loss to the Eagles. You
right,
lose
yeah.
Jordan Love.
You
Like yeah,
lose.
it's
Yeah, I mean they're 5-2, and really, you can
yeah,
honestly say they're basically 5-1 because that game to the Eagles could have gone either way. It's in Brazil.
yep,
Nobody's played there before. Don't know how to play, how it goes.
yep.
So,
Everyone was
uh,
nervous to leave the stadium.
yeah, exactly. Um, Jordan Love though has looked really good the past couple
Very solid.
weeks.
Yeah,
So
yeah, like yeah. To even have
I
him in like a
think,
top 10 of an MVP conversation or anything like that, like I did
yeah,
not. I would not. I would have put money against that. Like, there's no
yeah.
way he doesn't have enough weapons. There's not enough things around him, and
Yeah, and looking over their schedule, there's a lot of wins for the taking. They come out next weekend, this weekend rather, and have the Jaguars, um, and then you have the Lions, the Bears. So the Lions twice. I think you hope to split those games if you're a Packers fan.
oh yeah,
Um,
you gotta at
but
least
then
get
you
the one in
have
Lambeau.
yeah, you have the Jags, the Lions, the Dolphins, or sorry, the Bears, the Dolphins, the Seahawks, the Saints, the Bears again. Like, there's a lot of W's there. Potential W's, I should say,
Right.
because long season, you never
I
know
was
what'll
just
happen.
gonna say. I was hoping you were gonna say it. I was thinking because it's a long season. And looking at that though too, you mentioned the rest of the Packers schedule. Taking a look at the Texans schedule because they're sitting at 5-2 as well. They're top of their division.
Right.
They have look at the rest of the schedule. I can count maybe 3 games I think that they may lose. Home versus the Ravens, on the road against the Chiefs, home versus the Lions. Other than that,
Yeah.
coming up, they have home versus the Colts, at the Jets, or at the Cowboys, home versus the Titans, at the Jaguars, home versus the Dolphins, and then last game of the season they have at the Titans. So like
Yeah.
they seemingly have a pretty good, not necessarily a cakewalk, but I mean they're 5-2. If they lose those three, they're say what is that 11 and 12-5. So I mean yeah, being 12-5 is a pretty good spot for the Texans. It'll definitely be top 3 or 4 at that point.
Yeah.
So
And they have a fairly easy division, so
yeah,
I think they're in
they
good
should
shape. Where
clean
the
up nicely.
the Packers, on the other hand, could win 13 games and be third in their division.
Absolutely, yeah,
So
yeah. We
such
just
as that.
watched. Did you see what happened? He get hit and he did that.
I it didn't
Do we
really.
want to? I was saying, do we want to wait until we're
Yeah,
done?
we'll wait.
All right, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I saw we both were distracted by it. And I was trying to like talk through it,
Um,
and I was like, "What the hell
I'm very
happened?" But
distracted. For our listeners, Chris Godwin's getting carted off the field right now, and he's on my fantasy team, so I'm very
oh, I didn't
distracted
realize.
because
Yeah, I didn't realize you
guess
had
who
him on
else is on my
fantasy.
fantasy team? Brandon Ayuk, who also got carted off the field.
Oh
So I was already
no!
like, all right, this is bad, but at least I have Chris Godwin. Like, I'll be all right. Gone. So prayers for that man. We'll see what
Damn, yeah, they
happens
just said that it's not likely he's back this year already. Shit.
already.
Yeah, they just
Jesus.
damn. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the only one of the few downfalls of watching this while recording is that we get some live things like that happening. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's gonna we'll talk again. Yeah, we'll
Wonder.
dive more into that
Wonder
for
if
the
he broke his
Bucks.
leg.
Yes, yeah, they had it like an air cast, so it's very
Yeah.
possible. So it was
Moving right
not.
along.
those players are built so different. Like if you
Yeah,
broke your leg, like he just was like, damn, can't believe this shit happened. Like he's probably in a little bit of shock, but like I'd be pretty upset. I think
yeah,
I'd be pretty upset if I just broke my fucking leg. Like
right.
I would not be thrilled. But all right. I mean, yeah, Packers Texans. Who do you think goes farther in the playoffs? Last thing on that game.
Um,
Just who
I
goes farther? You think either team makes it to the title game, or you think they both end up in divisional rounds?
Uh, that's tough. I think I'd take the Texans because I like the AFC
Mhm.
matchups more
As
than I
long as you
would
don't
like
get
the
the Ravens or the
Packers.
Chiefs, you
Right.
can sneak a few rounds.
Yeah, rather than the NFC, which is so wide open.
Yeah,
Um, so
injuries included still makes it. It's just such a
yeah,
good conference at this
yeah.
point. But all
Because I
right,
think the Packers, like I said, they could have 13 wins and be a 8 or 7 seed wild card because
yeah,
that's just the way the playoffs work. It's
yeah.
wild.
And you did touch on it. You mentioned McManus, but that final score was 24-22, so it was a walk off kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a kick for the end, and there was even a timeout, I believe, right before he kicked it, iced him. He kicked it again, made it again, and no
Yeah.
problem, just back to back. So
So your boy Joe Flacco back to the bench in our next game. You want to pick that up?
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, this game we'll spend about 7 seconds on. It was 16 Colts, 10 Dolphins, and that's it. Moving on. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's really not much here. Sad to see Joe Flacco back to the bench. Realistically, the only big news from this game wasn't even from inside of the game. Because again, yeah, 16-10, there wasn't much going on during the game. The big news is that Tua is officially has to pass concussion protocol, but is like cleared to start returning to get things done.
Practice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone through the length of time required to even begin going through things. So I mean, there's nothing to say that he's not out for more weeks or whatever, but there's also nothing to say he doesn't start in the next game or two. Yeah, all he has to do is pass concussion protocol. So
Yeah.
really just kind of depends from there. But yeah, I mean, he's probably our age or slightly younger or whatever. But like, I don't know, dude. Just like as a dad, as like just somebody who is weird about head injuries and neck and like
Yeah.
spinal stuff, like you gotta just like hang it up. Like you got bread, you live in Miami, you've played football, people will love you and admire you. No one's gonna call you a pussy. Like that's
Yeah.
not how things work really anymore with that kind of stuff. Like everyone gets it. Like you're fighting for the health of your life. And again, it's not even like a dude where it's like, oh, my ACL is absolutely gone. I need a cane to walk. I
Right.
gotta, you know, I can't play football with the grandkids. Like
He's gonna turn into Antonio Brown if he's not careful.
yeah, you're tweeting crazy shit and you can't find your car keys every fucking morning. Like
Yeah.
it's your life is the yeah, like that is scary. And so and Tua seems like such a good dude. He's like a religious man from Alabama. It always seemed like such a like a calm, humble kid when he was there doing his interviews and stuff. And then yeah, now it's just like he just has no interest in retiring. They showed that where they brought it up and he looked so annoyed that the reporters were even asking
Yeah.
if he was gonna retire and it just was like, no, like I'm not moving on. Like next question. And it was like, God damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, there really nothing really else for that game. That one was really kind of a snooze fest. There wasn't much there. That was the game where we joked around that it was something you'd rather be doing dishes or hanging out with a mother-in-law or something else. We both love our mother-in-laws, but that one it was a joke of like, what would you rather be doing? Something you could spend that 3 hours doing if it was on by itself. That game you could have just went without watching.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, take us
The
into
game you
probably
did want to watch.
one of the best games. Got to be one of the best of the
We
weekend.
yeah, we talked about this one Thursday night, and the Lions travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Final score: Lions 31, Vikings 29. With another late field goal, gives the Vikings their first loss of the season. Ties the division, or ties the records at both 5-1. With Detroit getting the lead in the division for the head-to-head. Man, what to say about this game? They both teams looked really good. Um, both teams had a lot of scoring. It was a lot of fun to watch. A little bit of runs in the game, I'd say.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean that 21 point second quarter from Detroit.
yeah.
I saw a stat that Jared Goff or the Lions have more touchdowns than he has in completions over the last like 4 weeks or
Oh
something.
wow.
Because he 22 for 25. He had the
Yeah.
25 for 25 game. He had the 18 for 19 game. Like he's legitimately missed a handful of passes, and they've had like 15 touchdowns in the last couple weeks. So yeah, I mean their offense is just on fire right now. I can't even remember which one is which now. They updated their nickname, Gibbs and Montgomery. They're Sonic and Knuckles. Like they announced, they told Schefter to tweet it that they wanted a new nickname for the duo. One of them
Yeah,
went down, looked a little scary, returned to the game. Everything's all good. So yeah, like they just have such like a legitimate offense. Um, the defense, it just sucks that they lost Aiden
and
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. Yeah,
And so Hassan Reddick was a candidate for possibly getting traded there, but unlikely because
he did complete his
resign
contract.
did complete the contract with the Jets, so he's probably done and going to be returning there as he's returning to practice today, I believe.
Yeah,
Max Crosby is another name to watch for. That's one that people have mentioned that could get traded because the Raiders are a shit show, and you get Max Crosby on that Lions defense, and then next year you have him and Aiden. Like that's a real Lions team. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, this was just such a good game. The Vikings do lose their undefeated streak. They lose. They go from 5-0 to 5-1. So yes, I mean, yeah, this was just such a good game though too. Justin Jefferson did have that one catch that was just fucking bananas. He's another one too, where it's just like he's so much faster. He's
yeah,
just so much. He's so much more agile than everyone. Like he gets off the ball so much quicker and
yeah,
just makes it. And Darnold knows it too. The moment he sees that, it's just throw that shit up there and let him try to get that separation and get the first down or the touchdown. So.
yeah.
Um, there was another one that I saw. Khalil Mack. Who else plays in that division? Lions, Vikings, Bears,
Bears,
Packers.
Packers.
I had somebody else I saw later a rumor of another one, but it was probably pretty unlikely. But yeah, somebody else filling in that Aiden Hutchinson role. But yeah, it feels like the Lions are just going to kind of roll with him. He just beat the Vikings without him, so
Yeah,
like yeah, just roll with it, see what happens. And
yeah. He
I
has the
think that
division
time
lead, so
that it's one of those ones where the timeline for injury return too, he would technically
he'd be
be
back for the
eligible
Super
for
Bowl.
Super Bowl. If they
Yeah,
make the Super Bowl, he could show up and play. And so if he's efficient enough, then why not? So.
yeah.
But yeah, that was again definitely one of the best games of the week. That one was a fantastic game to watch. Yeah, and it was
Agreed.
such a close game too. So
Another fantastic game to watch if you're a Birds fan.
yeah, so I'll let you double up. I'll let you run
Uh,
this one too.
the Eagles look good, but I take it with a grain of salt against the Giants. There was a large number of sacks in this game. I forget the exact number. I think the Eagles had 8 and the Giants had 6 or 7 themselves. I'd have to look it up though. But the Eagles do come out with a win, 28-3, going into the Meadowlands. More importantly for us, we all stayed healthy to the best of my knowledge. Um, so you
I'm
good?
gonna fix my hat.
Okay. Um, so yeah, the Eagles looked good. Jalen looked good. No turnovers. Saquon, 176 yards on 17 carries and a touchdown. Uh, More importantly, coming out of this game for the Eagles, we mentioned Keon kind of being a man. Saquon was a man because he was like 16 yards from a career high, and he and both and Nick Sirianni reported him saying, "Yeah, let the other guys eat."
Yeah,
When they took the starters out up in the fourth quarter, so like props to him because like he easily could have picked up
you,
16 yards like
yeah,
one
and
play.
and it's a career high for a reason. You don't get those opportunities that
Right.
often. Like
Yeah.
it is, it's the NFL.
So
It you don't always
that's
have that chance. So
yeah. We talked about this with the Falcons player who went down at the end of the game on defense with the pick six. Like sometimes it's just a team guy,
yeah,
and Saquon, man, I don't know how the Giants let him go. I just
I
every time he talks, every time he plays, I'm just like, what were you guys
like I
doing?
said, my brain goes through its list of weekly things, and it does not bad for a running back. It's going to be a long season, and then like a couple other things, and
Yeah.
then one of them is I just see the clip in my head where I'm like, why did the Giants allow cameras in their locker rooms when they're a shit show? Why did the Giants allow
Well, they were
cameras
on
in a
the
room? Hard Knocks, but that's to me.
yeah, Hard
Why did
Knocks,
they do
yeah.
that? Why did you do that? They're like, hey, you guys are a bad. You know that show we do about bad football teams? You guys want to do it? And the Giants were like, come on down, y'all. Fucking, we'll open the doors. You want key cards?
Fair, the Lions did it a few years ago.
Yeah, maybe it has a Hard Knocks bump. I guess that's the Bears will be good in a couple years too because they did it this year. But
Yeah.
yeah, so my concern with that though is that clip of the Giants GM in the room with his son, and he's like, "Who should we draft?" And he's like, "Jaden Daniels," and he's like, "No, we're gonna take Daniel Jones instead." And then the other clip of the Giants front office when he's like, "If we lose Saquon, I'm gonna be sick." If we lose him
Yeah.
to the Eagles, I'm not gonna be able to sleep or whatever he says. And it's
Yeah.
like you lost him to the Eagles, and then he just came into your house and tore shit up. Like he just ran for almost 200 yards, almost had the personal best. Like, yeah, it's the Giants are a shit show. That should be embarrassing. Like that, you should not be allowed to do that. They should be they should get like a penalty for allowing Saquon, like a cash penalty. Goodell should just be like a dumb penalty. Here's 50 grand, pay this to a charity. You shouldn't allow that to happen.
Right.
But yeah, so that's you guys got that win though. Giants returned back to mediocrity, and you guys are back into upper mediocrity.
Yeah, I'm getting there. No, division we need to keep up in.
Yeah, and I'm going to take us into the next one because it's got my favorite backup quarterback of all time, Gardner Minshew, who just got benched the previous week, comes back in this week because Aiden O'Connell goes down. So the Raiders lose the game to the Rams, 20-15. This was another kind of snooze fest, if you will. It just there was not a lot going on. They're both 2-win teams now. The Rams are 2-4. They've had their bye. The Raiders are 2-5. Gardner Minshew is definitely a better quarterback when he's a backup. If he starts, he's terrible. If he's a backup, he's fantastic. So he just needs to always have another quarterback take the first snap of the game, and then he can come in and play the rest of the game. He just can never stop again. Perfect. Love to see that. Yes, that's yeah. So, but yeah, this game, like you had mentioned earlier too, you love your turnover stats. There's 4 turnovers there for the Raiders. Like
Yeah.
again, like that's where you lose
Just
the
don't
game.
win games.
If I remember correctly, I'd have to double check this, and I don't even feel like doing that right now because I just don't care. It's the Raiders, who cares? But I think Aiden O'Connell broke his hand in a helmet. It's one of those ones where he like threw the ball down and his finger got like contorted in somebody's helmet. Yeah, oh god, that always is just like
Looking at the picture they set, it looks like he threw his hand into another player's hand.
into a helmet. Yeah, something like
No,
that.
into
Either
a
way.
hand.
Oh, into a hand.
Yeah, like somebody's swatting the ball and he like
Oh,
threw his hand.
yeah.
into
Either
it.
way, any one of those, like those got to be like some of the worst injuries. But the ones in like the face masks and shit, they scare me so
Yeah,
much because
I
like
agree.
that person is a 300-pound lineman, so if they get pushed to the ground with your finger in their face mask, you're losing your finger. Like they're pulling harder than your body can fall. You're losing your Oh my god, watching Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Dude, I know what you're watching too. He's a fucking. I love Jim Harbaugh. The referee said, "Sir, you can't be on the field." He said, "Bud, get the fuck off the field." Jim is still going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love Jim Harbaugh so much. Not the Patty Mahomes. Sorry, yeah, we're watching live. No, don't take me. No, don't take me to commercial while Jim
right.
Harbaugh's freaking out on referees. What the fuck are we doing? Okay, Michael Jordan, whenever you sue NASCAR and win and you get shit fixed, I need you to implement that rule over here. That's just commercials are in the corner. I want to see what's happening at all times. And don't take the camera off the 50-yard line at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so Rams Raiders, not a great game. It was
Somebody had to win.
Somebody had to win,
Both
and
teams
yeah.
with 2 wins now. So
Yeah, it's just nothing really doing there. The Rams could get some people healthy. Like they have the pieces. They have McVay, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. They have Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like they have the pieces. They just need everybody healthy. Cooper Kupp's now considered a trading block candidate because they're shit and he's good. Like so yeah. So I don't think either one of these teams are doing anything long term. So
yeah.
as much as this one's super exciting, and I know it's sad for you to see. So I'll let you run us into this one being a divisional one.
It's not sad for me to see. It is what it is. The Commanders 40, Panthers 7. I don't know that we took 40-7, but yeah, Commanders did their thing, which is even more impressive given that Jaden Daniels left with a hip injury.
Early.
Yeah, so early in the game. So you're looking at Marcus Mariota comes in, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good for him. Washington keeps 1 game lead in the division, but they haven't played the Eagles. In fact, the only divisional game, and that was every team played the Giants, and that's it. Carolina, though, 2 turnovers, not a lot to speak of. So hopefully Jaden's healthy soon because he was a lot of fun to watch.
Electric.
And look, Marcus Mariota played for the Eagles for a while. I don't trust him. Luckily for them, they have a okay matchup with the Bears. I think Marcus Mariota will struggle with their defense.
Yeah. He's another like career backup.
Again,
like he's not somebody that should be starting. Like,
yeah.
Was it him or Luck? They were in the same draft, or was it Mariota and RG3?
Mariota and
who was the Mariota draft year? It was him and somebody else.
Yeah.
It was RG3 and Luck, so it was Mariota draft. I'm looking at Tennessee draft.
2015.
Jameis Winston,
That's
first
it.
overall.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota, second. So yeah,
Yeah, because
both
I
of them
was.
kind of fizzled. I was like, I know it was a
Yeah.
quarter. I know it was somebody that was a 1-2 punch.
Oh, look, another both starting next week. How cute.
Facts. Yeah, there you go. Well, Jaden, I guess, could come back because I don't think we've gotten a diagnosis on it yet. I
They
don't know
said
that
he
we
was
know.
week to week, so
Yeah, so
I
it could be
assume he's
dependent
not
on
going to be back
soreness and
this
shit.
week.
But yeah, that's it. When you get rolled up, and that was the thing too, is that no one's really even confident on which play it was. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was like the second to last play where he gets rolled up underneath because that's how you dislocate a rib. When you get
Right.
folded underneath that and your head's in your own ass or you're bent one like that, like that's where shit just pops out.
Yeah.
And so we had talked about that off air that like once you pop a rib out, you just gotta sit and wait. Like you can tough
Right.
guy it all you want, but you're just gonna make it worse. Like you gotta just chill, let it heal, get right, be able to breathe, and then go back at it. So
Yeah.
yeah, we could be missing Jaden for a few weeks. Hopefully not though. So
Yeah, and then you want to talk about the Super Bowl rematch?
yeah, Super Bowl rematch kinda.
It
49ers
was
just
a Super Bowl rematch.
it was intended to be. Yeah, that's the 49ers just falling apart. They lose Brandon Ayuk, torn ACL and MCL, which is always even shittier to see
Yeah.
whenever they tear both because it just requires like the total reconstructive surgery, from what I understand. Like it's just as bad as losing the meniscus or whatever. Like they just everything's got to get all fucked up. So
Yeah.
definitely sucks for that they lost him. I mean, they're still a good team though. Like the 49ers, even without Ayuk, like they were anticipating that with the training camp holdouts and everything, like there was a chance they weren't going to have him anyway. So
Yeah.
like I think that they're still going to be an okay team. That sucks that they're 3-4 right now, but I think that they'll get their shit together still. It's always a chance C-Mac comes back, whether he's healthy or has feet or can walk or whatever, is in a wheelchair, who knows. But I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, has anybody even seen C-Mac in a room in the last two
Yeah,
months? And
right?
then they showed him on the sideline, and I was like, is that really C-Mac or is that like a
Is that his
duo?
brother?
Yeah, C-Mac and Joe Biden are on fucking Tupac's island, and no one's seen anybody in months. And I was like, I feel like celebrities are just disappearing. But no, I did
Yeah.
see Christian on the sideline. So, but yeah, Chiefs. This was one of the games we were hoping that they could possibly lose. It's
They
every
should
time
have, to be fair.
to be fair, yes,
Yeah.
every time they win, it is without the obvious of speaking that they are getting more and more likely to an undefeated season and
I
possibly
just
a three-peat.
it's
Like
so tough. They're playing such bad football and they're
they're playing
still
bad,
6 and
bad.
0.
Yeah,
Like it
they're getting better each week. It was like 30% week one, 40% week two. Like they're
yeah.
getting better,
Right.
getting shit
Yes.
together, but it's still not
Yeah.
Chief playoff football.
Right.
Like,
It's like that guy in your fantasy league that wins every week but has like the fourth lowest points total in the entire league because every week he's just matched up against the guy that scores 20 points.
I had the reverse of that actually, where I had played two people that had their highest point scores like back to back,
Yeah.
where I had scored like 100 points. I was like, oh, fucking look at me. And then they scored like 118. I was like, oh, fucking fuck you. And I was like,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
0-2, and I actually scored 200 points. And
Yeah.
yeah, ass otherwise. But yeah, no, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's like you're not doing much, but you're doing enough.
You're winning the game. That's all that
Ooh,
matters.
Marvin
Um,
Harrison takes a hit to the face.
yeah.
Dude, these rookie receivers just cannot stay healthy. Neighbors, Harrison, like they're all just getting. There's another one too. Puka for the Rams,
Yeah.
Lad McConkey for the Chargers. Like, yeah, they're all just getting banged up.
So yeah,
Anyway,
luckily for the
sorry. Yeah,
49ers, the Seattle Seahawks aren't exactly running away with the division. They're down a
right.
game.
Yeah,
Easy to make up. And for the AFC West, I'm sorry to your Broncos. Even with their 4 wins,
I
they're
can't believe we
still
have four
2 games
wins.
behind. So,
Cannot believe we have 4 wins. That's
um,
insane.
well,
Yeah,
depending
quick
on how this
reminder:
game ends, you
we
guys
beat
could
the
be second in the
Saints
division.
33-10 on Thursday night. Wild as hell. I was having too much fun talking to you and John and bullshit and hanging out, having some beers. And I was like, I wasn't even like enjoying how bad we were beating the Saints.
Yeah.
I should have just sat my ass on the couch and watched that one. But yeah, so yeah,
So,
again, yeah, that Chiefs 49ers game. Yeah, Chiefs come out on top 28-18. You love your turnover stats. Brock Purdy had 3 picks. And that pretty much that
well,
kind of seals it. So
yeah, you can't do that against the Chiefs.
you can't
Yeah.
do that.
Even
You
if
can't do that.
even if Patrick Mahomes throws to himself, you just
You can't do that.
moving along to the Sunday night game. I think we were all hoping for a better game, but
Very
your
much so.
boy Russ.
I am so annoyed. So the game's over. I don't even want to talk about the game because like he looked okay, he looked well.
Okay,
Like
for the
he,
record, Pittsburgh Steelers 37, New York Jets 15.
really all I want to tackle. All I'll say is my piece on Russell Wilson. What I'm most annoyed about is I don't want to use that phrasing because it is like it's offensive. People are like, "Oh, you're a white black guy, or you act black for a white." Like not like that.
Sure.
Because Russ gets that a lot. He acts like a
Yes.
white guy, like that. I don't want to use that connotation, but like the corniness factor is what I want to use, which corny is typically associated with
With the
white.
white
But
guy,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But we'll use corny though. The Seahawks and the Broncos got the corniest fucking Russell Wilson of all time. Like the Broncos, Russell Wilson was ultra corny. Corn on the cob, corniest corn, street corn, the Mexican street corn, whatever. He was the corniest person I've ever seen in my life.
Elote, for the record.
Elote doing the fucking squats on the plane with other play like, and then the after game, the post game press conference, that we were told that there was a rumor that he said going for seventh or win the seventh or bring back the seventh or whatever. That was going to be his thing for Pittsburgh because it was whatever the hell it was in Seattle. And then it was Broncos country. Let's ride, which was the dumbest shit ever. And his dumb Subway commercials. I hope Russ Wilson sees this. Tweet me.
At me, bro.
Yeah, at me, bro. Pull up. He gets this press conference at the end of the game where they're like, "Hey, what's your little thing?" And he, with like this cool, calm, non-obnoxious, polite, overly religious response, was just like, "No, like we're just gonna look forward to the next one. Like we're just gonna keep kind of winning." This guy right here, like patted the team. I think it was Najee Harris or whoever, but like just seemed so chill. Like just seemed like calm, normal Russell Wilson without the corny factor. And I was so mad. I was so annoyed. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did we not have this? Like, why did we not get even a glimmer of this? So, yes, I am annoyed that I think Russell is going to do well. I hate the Steelers being a hometown team. Like, I'm always secretly wishing for their downfall, just like the Eagles. I don't want to see them do well. I hate hearing their fans talk about it. I think that Russ does do well now, though. I think he gets hot. I think this was a nice warm up game for him and they just start running some games. I hate that. I hate it so
Yeah.
much.
You look
And
at
their
the
schedule
schedule.
is favoring after these two
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
Well, I
there's
guess not really, because these next. Oh wait, no, Giants. Okay.
you have the Giants, Commanders. Okay, so the Ravens you likely lose. Let's say division reasons you split with the Browns.
Yeah.
And you have the Bengals that you split with as
I
well.
mean,
So
yeah,
like
but they're 5-2 though. So yeah, I mean,
four
they
losses.
definitely over end up over 500, which I hate because they were 3-0 and we all were like they're gonna lose every game from here on out. But I think they do end up 9-8, maybe
Yeah.
10-7, 11-6. Like they
I
could
will say
definitely,
though,
especially if they get hot. If they get hot, Najee's running the ball. Russ, if Russ could be the Russ that he would have been, not even in Seattle, but a slightly downgraded like that in Denver, we'd have been fine. We would have been fine. So like
yeah,
Pittsburgh also has a team where their defense is crazy and they're a quarterback away. So no one anticipated Russ to play like Russ. So now that he's playing like Russ, they're a real fucking football team,
yeah,
which sucks. Sucks.
yeah. To be 5-2, I think if you told any Steelers fans you're gonna start 5-2, they'd be pretty damn happy with the season.
You're gonna start 5-2. You're gonna have quarterback controversy. Russ isn't gonna do anything corny. Justin is gonna take getting benched well, and nothing insane has happened. You've actually earned those 5-2 games. Like, and TJ Watt is alive and healthy and well and gonna be a dad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'd be like, that's all mythical. So that just changed from 3-2. It looks like it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm annoyed that the Steelers are doing well. That's frustrating for me, but I guess
Yeah.
that's fine. It is what it is. Also,
I
though, in that game, oh god,
I will mention one of my favorite things to watch is honestly both Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson throwing deep balls. I their balls
facts,
just anything
facts.
over 30 yards for either of them is just so beautiful. Like
Yep.
just it's like that chef's kiss pass.
Whoever your buddy is that appreciates when I make Madden references, if I'm playing Madden and I have A-Rod, I'm just throwing four Hail Marys. I'm not running plays. I'm not scheming. I'm not doing motions. I'm not fucking punting. I'm just throwing the ball. Someone's
Yeah.
going to catch it. I don't care who my receivers are either. Because if you pulled up Aaron Rodgers' list of Hail Mary completions, some of the most random ass people of all time
Yes.
who have just happened to be in the right spot and came down with the ball because he has the best trajectory ever.
Yeah.
And damn, look at that. Another walk-off. I'll take that, though. Give the Chargers an extra loss.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, so that like you said, so Justin Fields takes benching nicely. Russell Wilson lights it up. Mike
Yep.
Tomlin's job is probably saved, which everyone thought this was going to be a hot seat year. They started off 3-0, started losing some games. Now they're back up. Russ is playing well. The Jets did get Hassan Reddick's deal done. Drew Rosenhaus became his agent. They were in the building today, so they were doing shit, getting ready for practice. So
Yeah, we'll
does
see.
that save the Jets, or are they still terrible?
I think they're still terrible.
Me too.
They have
Me
bigger
too.
problems than
Me too.
Hassan
Bring
Reddick
it.
not
As a
being around.
Devontae said, he's pissed off. Like it's like, bro, you've been here for 37 minutes and you're already in a bad mood. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's sorry that you lost to the Steelers in back-to-back weeks, but like, yeah,
yeah.
it's
I mean,
yeah. I think that the
they
Jets
have
are
a
a dumpster
chance to
fire.
sneak in as a wild card if they do get their shit together.
Yeah, but it's the
But
Jets,
I
so
don't foresee them catching Buffalo. Being 3 games behind Buffalo is going to be hard. So that means you're getting in as a wild card, and I just don't know that that's it. So
I need to reach. So this is also I'll give PMT
Bucks
credit for this one.
believe Chris Godwin likely dislocated his ankle.
Oh, that's it.
If that's all that man did,
That's good.
that's good.
Yeah, I thought there was definitely gonna be some fucking crazy.
Moving into the games that just ended. The Ravens, 41, Buccaneers 31. We did mention Chris Godwin got carted off. And I don't know, Lamar Jackson's a god.
Yeah, freak show.
Is there any
I
other
love it. I love it.
explanation?
It's the happiest I've ever been making an MVP pick.
I was about to
I
say,
should
did
have.
you bet that
I
MVP
should
pick?
have bet. I should have bet my firstborn on it. I should have been like, listen, buddy, it's a lock. Okay, I love you, but this is a lock, bro. Daddy
It's
can't not make
wild.
this bet. Yeah, yeah.
For the
He
record,
is
Lamar threw 5 touchdown passes tonight.
with a
281
smile on
yards.
his face, grills shining the whole time,
Yeah.
all night. Got threw a backward lateral that got returned for nearly a touchdown and was like giggling because they were up 30 at that point and was like, damn, I'll get him next time. Like
Yeah.
he is playing with like that dangerous composure. Like when you're that good and you're playing that calm and you're not freaking out that like, oh my god, I'm in the NFL making plays. Like he just is really out there playing Madden. Like
Yeah.
he's chilling, and that's so cool to see. Yeah, as a football fan, that's cool to see. As a Ravens fan, you've got to be hyped like that. You have Lamar at quarterback. You got Derrick Henry in the fucking backfield. You got a bunch of crazy receivers. Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, like, and a good defense. Like
Yeah.
Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Like, yeah, you got freak shows on defense. Like, yeah, it's.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Ravens. I'm happy with that pick. I'm still confident, and I like that. I think that I just again, I think the Chiefs. It's safe to say that they're there, or prove it to me that they're going to lose. But I just wanted to be exciting and pick the Ravens, and I'm just rooting for somebody to bring down the Chiefs as an
Yeah.
AFC West rival. Like fuck the Chiefs. Like god damn it. Like let the Ravens win one. Like yeah. So
yeah. And
but yeah,
then the not so fun game.
no,
Chargers travel out to Arizona, take on the Cardinals, come heading back to Los Angeles with the L.
big old L's.
Cardinals with the walk-off field goal, 17-15. Um, really, not much to this game. I don't know if there's any storylines coming out of this game.
No, yeah. This one was pretty
Two teams that are average in the NFL.
at
Being
best.
average, yeah. If I had to pick a storyline, Dicker the kicker
Dicker the
got
kicker.
his debut with the Eagles a few years ago. Is now the kicker for the Chargers. They mentioned that he has a 97%
Damn,
career field goal percentage.
that's
So
pretty crazy.
yeah,
You know what's more crazy than that though? No, I lied to you. I'm lying to you right now.
the toddler running for 44 yards. That was kind of fun.
I mean, yeah, that. But I had my things sorted differently, and for some reason, I thought the Chargers were a top 10 team, and then I was like, that cannot be right. And then I realized I had it sorted by like points for or something else.
Oh, you looking at
And,
standings?
yeah, I was like, yeah, I was just digging around the sand, looking at some stats, and I was like, damn, the Chargers, because we both were like, yeah, both these teams are ass. And I looked, and I was like, yeah, Cardinals are bottom 10. And I was like, wait, the Chargers are 11th, and I was like, that seems weird, but they're
Yeah,
not. They're like 20th.
yeah. Um,
But yeah,
moving
I mean,
on.
that game was not anything special.
We'll pick up college football. We have a little bit of time here. There were some fun games. We had Georgia going into Austin, Texas, taking down the number 1 team in the nation. Not just taking down, but dismantling, honestly.
Getting Quinn benched.
Yeah. Georgia wins that game 30-15. I I don't know, man. The SEC is wild this year.
I love it.
Uh,
SEC football. That's for me. College football could just be the SEC. Like, just give me all
yeah,
SEC teams. Like, put Arkansas and Texas and Georgia and Alabama and Oklahoma. Just throw all them in like a 16 team bracket,
yeah,
and let me watch that. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit.
right.
Give me SEC with a soccer schedule, the round robin and all that bullshit, little qualifying groups or however the hell all that works. That's
Yeah,
what I want. I just want those teams playing each other consistently all year long and then a winner.
yeah,
Everyone else
um,
can play for participation trophies, but SEC football is real football.
yeah. Yeah, and then Bama goes into Tennessee and comes out with the L. Tennessee does win that game 24-17. Um, Again, just you. I think we all expected Bama to win, and they didn't. And yeah, the standings show it, or rankings, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
speak. Let's
our
see.
Cinderellas of the week, Army and Navy both get their W's as expected, pretty handedly. Remain undefeated, which is all that
It's just fun to see.
America wins.
It's fun to see.
Like when the Cowboys lose, America wins. When Army and Navy win, America wins.
All
So
right, so the logical answer, I guess, is that the Navy is Aquaman, or would the Coast Guard be Aquaman?
where are you going with this?
Which superhero is which team? So I was like, oh, like, because you were like, they're undefeated. It's what America wants. And I was like, yeah, it's like Captain America and Iron Man. But then I was like, no, I think the Navy would be more like Aquaman. But then I was like, no, maybe the Coast Guard is Aquaman. But then it was like, okay, well, who is Army? Is Army Black Panther because they're darker in color? Or are they. This is the hard hitting information people need, AJ.
Right. Yeah. I guess this.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this one, though.
I guess this is where I get outed as not a superhero fan.
Oh,
So
no.
I enjoy Iron Man, but that's mostly
I
because I like Robert Downey Jr. Um,
Up
and
until
that's about it.
2018, I never really saw much of it. That was when I left a company to start a business and had a kid, became a stay-at-home dad. So I had a good bit of time on my hands, and I
Right.
started watching through like chronological movies. So I think I watched all of everything on Netflix. I got to the last page and just watched everything.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I got to see everything. But yeah, so that's in my head. I was just kind of joking. I was like, that'd be fun to assign like the superhero character or whatever to each team. But yeah, give me. Yeah, I think I want to go Captain America and Iron Man anyway, even though Navy's water based or whatever,
Sure.
just because they're
I
the
think
two
that's
main
fine.
ones. So yeah, I think they're the two main ones. So,
Right.
but yeah, so I mean, yeah. Speaking of the rankings, though, yeah, you have a good
Yeah.
image there
So
for us.
college football on ESPN tweeted this morning. They're the first college playoff bracket, which is
This is where I
wild
get involved.
to
This is where I
see.
love.
It's wild to see. So just the first round matchups right now as the teams rank based on how the college playoffs is going to be laid out. First round, you have the 5 seed Penn State taking on the 12 seed Boise State, which Boise State's running back is no joke, but they just don't have the schedule
Ashton
to be
Genty,
anywhere.
yeah, right. But if they win out, they're in.
Yes,
Period. Period.
exactly.
Yep.
So and then LSU, the 9 seed LSU goes to 8 seed Tennessee.
Which is would be a fucking fantastic game. That would
That
be
would
such
be
a good game. An
incredible.
electric offense, high flying game.
I I don't know that this could have come in a better year for college football to expand
Yes.
to 12 teams
Yes. Yes.
and the conferences to realign as they did and the absolute chaos that has ensued in college football this
I
year
feel like there's some
is just
behind the scenes
absolutely
thing
incredible.
where Saban was like, "This is the year I'm retiring," and they said, "That's the year that the doors open to everybody else. Let's do that." And then Harbaugh was like, "I'm out too," and they were like, "Fucking even better!" Like, God damn it! And then Ryan Day was like, "I don't." They said, "Shh, shut
Yeah.
up. We're talking to the professionals over here. You shut the hell up. No one cares what you think." And then James Franklin walked in. They said, "Why? Who invited him?" And then that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, no, yeah. But regardless, so yeah, you're absolutely right that like, and seeing it visually here is the key point because like
Yes.
Iowa State could, or Boise State could get lucky and beat Penn State. Penn State's known to
Sure
choke,
could.
and then Boise State's playing a whack ass team like Iowa State. You're not even
State's the win
playing
in the
an
Big
Ohio.
12.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not even playing an Ohio State, a Texas, and Alabama. Now you're in the top four as a Boise State. Like,
Yeah.
sure, they're probably going to lose. Like, I don't think the actions like because at that point now you're playing real fucking teams that are
Right.
this much underneath an NFL team,
For the
and so I
record,
feel like
the other side of that 4-team bracket is the winner of LSU Tennessee goes on to play Oregon, the winner of the Big Ten, and then that winner goes on to play the winner of what we're saying would be Iowa
Yeah, the
State,
Iowa
Boise State.
State, Boise State, Penn
So
State matchup.
yeah, it could be wild, and it could be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
I don't see Boise State beating LSU, Tennessee, or Oregon.
Right.
Would it be sick to see Boise State in a Final Four scenario where they're losing to one of those teams, even if it's 60-0, like the Georgia TCU game? Yes,
Right.
I still think that's sick to be like, damn, they made it, good for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then down in the bottom half of the bracket though, we have again as standings fall today would be 11 seed BYU heading into 6 seed Ohio State, which would be a hell of a lopsided
The
game.
winner of that game going on to take on Miami, the winner of the ACC.
Which would be getting Ohio State in Miami for like a playoff game. Just like this is just this is why I hate like the conferences and all that shit. Like get rid of all of it and just let it be this. That way it's like the NFL where it's just like, man, that would be sick to have this. And then the other first round matchup there we have would be Clemson sneaking in, which we talked about them being sneaky good this year. That like no one's really talking about it. Everyone was down on Dabo, out of the transfer portal, yada yada yada.
Yep.
But now they're there and they're doing well this year and playing Texas, of course, who just lost this weekend, but it's still a legitimate team. Quinn Ewers is still a legitimate quarterback that's definitely going to be in the draft. So the winner of that game, though, gets to go on the road against Georgia, who has just now time and time again proven that they are a legitimate threat. So yeah, this is fun to see. I really like seeing the
for the
image
record,
of
the
it.
first two out are Notre Dame and Indiana.
Yeah, that's it. Indiana's playing hot football. That's one of those ones where it's like, what else is there to do? But yeah, I think they fizzle out. Nebraska had that hot start. They were another team that like you thought maybe could go on a run, and they kind of struggled a little bit here as well.
And look, we're rooting for it, so there's a good chance that one, if not both of these teams, Army and Navy, remain undefeated,
so sick.
And one of them makes it into this playoff bracket.
That would be so sweet.
Which would be even more exciting because, look, they both run that weird triple option.
Yeah, it's real college football.
Yeah, it's a wild thing to watch if you've never watched a game, so... I'm very excited, and seeing the bracket work out this way, and like actually seeing a bracket of 12 teams.
You showed that to me, and I was like, "That is so cool." Yeah, it sounds so dumb, but there's so many colors on there. Like it's vibrant. Like it feels fun. Like the NFL is a little more dull in that aspect. So, and that's what I was picturing. Like LSU jerseys in the Tennessee Stadium is crazy.
Right.
Like a Boise State jersey in an Oregon Stadium would be fucking nuts. Like there's so many there that just like would just look cool.
Yeah.
Sure, the score might be 74-2, but like it'll just look fun. Like it'll just be an exciting one.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm a Penn State season ticket holder, and if they get a home playoff game, I've got 2 tickets.
I'm there. If that's an invite, I'm there. If that was an invite, I am there.
I'm just saying.
I will.
I'm a Michigan guy, but
I was to say Brad's a diehard Penn State fan, so if he really wanted to go or has the availability, I'll give my spot up to him. But if he's doesn't want to go or has tickets already, I would absolutely fucking go to that. That would be so sick.
Yeah, I mean, I would be,
especially too because this is
really hard to give up a playoff game.
Facts. But yeah, this is a as of today's standings too. So again, we gotta remember that this could adjust a little bit. This could change. Penn State could get into the top 4. They get a first round bye. Like there's definitely a lot that could still have long season.
The thing with the first round bye is you have to win your conference. Every conference championship gets the bye.
That's right.
So that means they'd have to beat Oregon, which isn't impossible. But that'd be a hell of a game to watch.
God, Oregon in the Big Ten is crazy. It's so wild.
It sure is. So is USC.
That's so crazy. Yeah, that's such a UCLA. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. It's just seeing the bracket. It's a reason to get hype. We're getting into that. The weather's getting colder. These nights are hitting 30 degrees. Like fall is here.
Yeah,
football playoffs are
Pumpkin
here.
Spice, like and subscribe. Thanks, Derek.
Yes.
It's a good time. Yeah, football. We're in the grind stage now too, where it's like you're in week 7 or 8 or whatever it is. I think week 7 just concluded, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We're almost halfway through the season.
Well, college football's week 8.
Yeah, but NFL week 7 just concluded. So we're almost halfway through the season, and we're at a spot where we're kind of starting to figure out who those teams are. The ones that got that lucky. Like the Patriots dominated the Bengals week 1. Well, we found out that the Bengals were absolute ass, so that's why they won that game. And now the Patriots are also ass. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just lots of things that we're finding out. But yeah, it's been yeah. I think this NFL season's been fantastic. This was a solid weekend of football. Um, and then yeah, other than that, oh yeah, and then we have too. I jokingly called it. I'm gonna keep calling it this until we get big enough that I get a cease and desist, just because I want Justin Timberlake or Lance Bass to send me an email. I know it'll be somebody else. This is our NSYNC teams of the week, aka who's on bye. But I'm always gonna say this is my NSYNC team of the week, and it's just gonna be who's on bye week. So Cowboys and Bears this week were on bye. No games there. Cowboys took a beating from the Lions last week. So they're on Jerry Jones'
Shit.
birthday
Yeah.
after the playoff rematch. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of things going on there. Cowboys, I think, are in a shitty spot right now. Pay all that money to Dak and CD, and you have a flat offense. Defense is struggling a little. Like, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that they're in a rough spot. So yeah, the Bears though, I mean, they're looking good. Like you said, they were 4-2 and last in their division last week, and it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, Caleb looks okay. He doesn't look fantastic, but he looks all right. He looks like he can kind of keep it going. Their defense is looking pretty good. So I mean, they have a lot of young stars. We talked about this that I don't know that it'll happen this year, but I think it could happen soon. 2 or 3 years,
Yep.
I think the Bears could be a legitimate team. They'll pick up one of those vet defensive players, linebackers, whatever, and then they'll kind of bring it all together. And
Yeah.
but yeah, so um, and then yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, that pretty much caps up all of our NFL, NCAA, all the
Yeah,
college
we'll
football
wrap up
stuff. So
there. We'll be back tomorrow evening, or I guess this
yep,
evening, Tuesday,
yep,
slash Wednesday morning,
yep,
touching on all of our other fun sports from the
all the
weekend.
good stuff.
Um, anything else to add?
Nope, yeah, just the other
Alrighty.
stuff. Yeah, just touching in on that. Yeah, we're doing WNBA finals. That's crunching in down too. We got that coming up. MLB World Series has been set, so we'll touch on that. AJ will bring us up on the NASCAR race. There's an F1 race this weekend. We have UFC coming up following weekend. NBA regular season starts tonight. So Tuesday night, tonight, tune in. NBA regular season's popping off. Celtics Knicks, I believe, is the opening game at 7:30. And then we have NHL in regular season as well. So yeah, we
Yeah,
are in full swing of fall sports. It is all here.
sure is.
But yeah, AJ,
I'll
take it
take
away.
us out with a fun fact that I think will blow your mind.
Oh boy.
Pocahontas and William Shakespeare died less than 1 year apart and within 150 miles of each other.
Damn. Okay, the 150 miles thing fucked me up. That was where it took like a real
Yep.
weird turn.
Yeah.
All right, so William Shakespeare, because I'm real dumb, very dumb, very 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 dumb. I would have said that Shakespeare. Okay, I was right. So I was gonna say Shakespeare was from like England or something. Like I didn't think
Yes.
he was in the United States.
No.
I thought Pocahontas was in the United States
Mm-hmm.
because it's John Smith or whatever. So I guess that could be a European name. Like that makes sense. Well, yeah, because Pocahontas was a Native American woman belonging to the Powhatan people for
Uh huh.
Jamestown, Virginia. So how
She
did they die?
she
So
ended up
she.
dying in England.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she was just like on vacation or whatever.
I don't know the
Never
reason she
moved
was in
there or
England, but yeah.
whatever. Vacation in the 1600s. I'm an asshole. In 1616, the Rolfs traveled to London where Pocahontas was presented to English society as an example as of the civilized savage in hopes of stimulating investment in Jamestown. On this trip, she met Squanto, a Patuxet man from New England. Pocahontas became a celebrity. Oh, that's from New England. I don't give a fuck about that. I want England. Where'd she die at?
It's more
Okay,
interesting to me that they died less than 1 year apart because psychologically in my mind they are in two separate worlds.
I would have said William
So
Shakespeare was like an 1800s thing, and Pocahontas was like a mid 1900s or something like that, I guess. Or oh, no, yes, he,
1900s, World War
yes,
Two.
yeah. Was it World War II? See, I didn't even know
I
that.
mean mid 1900s. Yeah.
I mean, I knew World War II was mid 1900s, but I didn't mean like I didn't know that. Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to tell you what major events were happening during
In
Pocahontas.
my
What
mind,
year is it? 1600? Oh, that's fucking crazy.
yeah.
Wait,
In
so
my
Shakespeare is
mind,
from 1600s too?
yes. In my
Obviously.
mind, William Shakespeare is after the birth of America, late 1700s, early 1800s,
Okay.
where Pocahontas is pre-America, and in
Hmm.
reality, they are both pre-America. Um,
Interesting.
so the 1600s, yeah. But yeah, she ended up dying in England.
Interesting. So was she? So she was born in Virginia, but it wasn't Virginia.
Correct. It wouldn't have been Virginia then.
She was a part of the
Right.
Powhatan
Yeah.
people, and then okay.
Native American. I mean, it's pre-colonies even. So
Encompassing the Tidewater region of what is today known as U.S. state of Virginia.
yes.
Tidewater. She was eating Tide Pods before it was cool. Yeah, that's pretty
Starting that
crazy.
rumor.
Yeah, yeah, literally. So I heard my sources have told me that Pocahontas ate Tide Pods. Can you confirm?
Let's put it on
Um,
Reddit and see what happens.
yes, I like it. I like it.
All
We just
right,
gotta get a good
everybody.
graphic.
Appreciate you all. Like, subscribe,
Like and
rate, thumbs
subscribe.
up,
All the good
do all
stuff.
this stuff.
Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. We love you. We will see you tomorrow night slash Wednesday morning. Tonight slash Wednesday morning. Tomorrow night. Tonight. Tuesday night. We'll see you soon.